So, this week, I got a really important lesson on why it's so important to protect your peace. One, I just had a really interesting week. This last weekend was probably one of the best weekends I've had in a very long time. I could say last Saturday, January 20th, was probably one of the best days of my life, or top 10, something like that. You know what I mean? So, to start off, this week I was doing something that I normally wasn't doing for work, and I was alone on a piece of equipment. So I had a lot of time to myself, and I realized, I was like, holy shit, this is really nice. Because normally I work with lots of other people, and I was like, just being alone for like 12 hours a day with me and my thoughts was great. And so someone who I really respect told me to, and it's funny because last weekend, the weekend before, she mentioned protecting her peace, and it wasn't something I really understood at the moment, and I was confused by what she was saying. But I really respect this individual, and she told me to look up, to get into detachment theory, and she said it would be something I think you would really benefit from, and it would change your life. Two other people I really respect said to look up gratitude and get really into practicing more gratitude. So this week, I listened to tons of audiobooks, and tons of YouTube videos, and a part of an audiobook that was tailored specifically towards gratitude. And I watched tons or listened to tons of videos while I was in this piece of equipment alone at work of detachment theory. And I would say, like, that time alone, it was very interesting, and almost like it changed my perspective a lot. And I right away implemented a lot of things. And I loved how alone I was during the day. And I found implementing these things, gratitude and detachment theory, and practicing gratitude and saying things out loud, I saw instant results. So, and I know there's so much more work to do, but it was exciting because like, holy shit, I got like instant results. Anyways, getting to Saturday, and then like all week, I felt like a magnet for people. People made plans with me every single night that I didn't even initiate. And then Saturday, I had a pretty good day. I started off talking to someone, like a good friend, and we had a really good, deep conversation in the morning over the phone. And I told him all the things I was grateful for, and I was kind of like joking. It's about certain things. It's like, as much as I really wanted to like settle down and I really want to find the one, it's like I've dated some pretty cool chicks in the last 6 months. And a lot of guys are out there saying how they're getting ghosted, and I'm really grateful. Like, I've dated really mature women, and none of them ghosted me. And from most of the walking away from most things, I felt better, and each of them kind of gave me something, a perspective and something to think about and something to learn. So I'm really grateful for that. And so I posted an old comedy set on Instagram. It did pretty well, and like that's how the day started. I go to the gym. I was just feeling good, and for one, I ran into a couple people. We were talking about recipes, and someone inspired me to take better care of my health. And obviously I go to the gym, not to be like obviously, but I go, like, I have that aspect, but I always kind of lacked like cooking for myself and the nutrition, and that's been a block I've been trying to work through. And I just started slowly, and I got to have a good conversation with someone about that. And you know what? Okay, and I started deadlifting, and I was like, holy shit, the weight felt really light. I honestly, here's another weird highlight. Someone that the last time I saw her and last time we spoke, it was weird. Some stuff happened between us, and in my head, I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna act like nothing happened. I'm just gonna be positive. I'm gonna be full of gratitude. I'm gonna emit a good energy. I'm gonna walk with confidence, and I'm gonna be super nice. And I went, and like when I saw her, like last time we saw each other, we both kind of were avoiding each other, and then like last time I saw her, I pretended to turn and read something when she was coming, and so this time I gave her a big smile. I had headphones in, exaggerated wave, like because we almost both did it, and I was like, nope, big smile, exaggerated wave, and she gave me one back, and I was, I got to talk to lots of people, and I was like, shit, I am grateful. There's tons of people around me. There's tons of people at this gym that support, and they're just fun to talk to. They're interesting people. There's a lot of interesting people that go to the gym. I'm grateful for that. I started deadlifting, and like I had people giving me pointers, and like my last PR was 470, and I blew past that. I blew past 480, then 490, 490, and then 500, and I was doing really well. And it's funny because like I started this thing where you just go up and compliment random people and walk away. I complimented a random person who happened to be a young, good-looking female. And while I was recording my set, and then she followed me back when I said something to her, I told her, I was like, holy shit, your hips are like the nicest hips I've ever seen in my life. And we had this like funny conversation. And it was weird because it's like, I was like, oh, I realized, I was like, oh shit, like my phone over there has been recording this. And I was like, do you mind if I actually post this? And I made a funny video where it's like when the CIA sends an agent to try and distract you from getting a personal record, and then but it doesn't work. And then I showed her later, we had some giggles. I pulled 500 pounds. So then that's like a big deal, right? To get into that category. Like it's a barrier to break. And then I PR'd once more time, 500. And you know what a big part of that day was? That like it maybe sounds lame, but this person where it felt like some weird shit happened between us, but like she's a really cool person and I really respect her. I just kind of like asked her some stuff, asked her how her week was going, and we laughed together. I got to see her laugh and smile. She's got a pretty wicked smile, and yeah, I don't know, it was fucking cool. I made her laugh. We joked around a bit and said goodbye, and then right after I pulled 505, so another PR. And, I just like, I found I had people gravitating towards me that day. Like people were like almost following me around and like coming to say hi. And it's like, I was emitting this positive energy and it was like, holy shit, this is one of the best days of my life. This is like so interesting. And then I went to one other place and then I had like a lady gravitate towards me. She gave me her number. I got a number from someone at the gym the day before. And I don't want people to think I'm like some weird player that just goes around picking up chicks. But it was like, holy shit. Like and then no, 2 people at the gym gave me the number and then another person. So I got 3 numbers in one day from like gorgeous women. So I was like, oh my God, I'm on a roll. And another thing I was grateful for, like there was someone who I was kind of unsure about being in my life, and I just hit them up. I was like, hey, how's it going? I'm having a really good day. They just came at me with nothing but negative comments. Oh, buddy, and nothing. And I was like, okay, well, nothing but negative comments and arguments. I was like, okay, well, this is a sign. Like, this person's not going to be in my life. They're trying to poo-poo my good day. Nope, bye to them. So I was thankful for that. And then I went roller skating, had another good day. And I had a really wicked, and that one person, it kind of like sucked the energy out of me, but nope, not going to let it bug me. And so like the next day, I told about 10 people about this really good day I had. One of those people was a good friend of mine, but he had nothing but negative things to say about every single event I just told you guys about. And it was weird because right before we talked on the phone, there was a video. It was from Doughty, and it popped up. It said, like, put boundaries in place with people, and if they can't take it, then that's them. And this person is a good friend. I'm not knocking this guy. He has been there for me when I've been down. And I think today was just a moment of he was in a really negative place. So he had nothing but negative things to say, and he was kind of knocking me down. I was like, hey, man, like, that's not cool. Like, I want to kind of say I like talking to you, and like, it's like, I don't appreciate this. Like, I'm having a good day. Don't kill my vibe. And, we kind of went our separate ways. And then he phoned me up again to fucking argue. And he kept texting. So I phoned to be like, hey, man, like, what is this shit, man? Like, I don't appreciate this. And we ended up having a way longer conversation about it than we should have. And it was really frustrating. And then it's like, because it interrupted, like, I was on the phone with someone who was really important to me. And I was listening to them vent. And I went on my way to a hypno session. And I couldn't get into it at all. And I just had this moment during the hypno session where it was kind of working. It was like, oh, I was talking to like my future self and like in the hypno session. And it was like, I just kept having these thoughts where it was like, see, Mackenzie, this is why you cannot let people disturb your peace and you have to protect your peace. You have to protect the good vibe you're on when you're in a really good vibe so you can continue that good energy and like live with abundance and like attract good shit in your life and good stuff. And like, it was like where you're talking to your future self and getting advice. And it was like, one day you're going to be able to look at texts like this, at texts that are not true, and you're going to be able to not respond. And it was interesting because this person that I really respected, and now here's the part where I don't look the best, is this person did say, like, I took this person not responding to me as fucking rude, and she left me on red. But you have no idea what people are doing or going through at the time. But maybe this person, maybe what I said was a little like too erratic or too negative. And so that's why she didn't. And then like I kind of said something like, "What the hell?" And she kind of put like a bear and like wit, and she put a bear. And you know what? I completely understand now. And so if this person comes back in my life, it's like, okay, I'll really watch how I interact with this person, and I'll let this person have their peace. And like I kind of realized that sometimes if someone doesn't respond all the time to everything all the time, it doesn't mean that they're being rude, that they're maybe just protecting their peace, and that's not a bad thing. So if that happens in the future, I might be like, huh, okay, could I have worded that better? And maybe I'm just being a little dramatic. Is there a better way I could have put that? Is this worth to put in a text kind of thing? Should I have put that? And I also had a moment where I like, with this friend, the friend that was being negative, I was like, man, I don't like this. He's like, well, this is how I'm with all my other friends, so like fucking grow up. And I was like, but I don't appreciate it. I don't. Like, man, like I'm putting a boundary in, like, please respect it. And he's like, man, like, grow up, grow up. I'm like this with all my other friends. And then today, 2 days later, when I was thinking about it, I did something similar to another friend about a year ago, where I was busting his balls about something. I would bust balls with a bunch of my other friends, and he's like, man, I don't like this. I did the same thing. I was like, well, you know what, man? Like, fucking grow up. We all, like, tons of people joke about this stuff. Like, and we haven't been the closest friends since. And so I actually reached out to this person and I said, I really understand you protecting your peace like that. And I pushed something too far that where you said it made it feel uncomfortable. And I shouldn't have. And I can argue till I'm blue in the face that other people joke this way, but you know what? You didn't want to joke this way. And my friend, and you know what? The friend who was being negative, he actually apologized today. So it seemed like all of this was meant to happen so that I could see the perspective of these two other people, and it was a lesson. So like stuff like this makes it feel like the universe is guiding me. And it sounds pretentious, I know, but you know what? I believe there is something out there. And it's like I felt guided because it was like, here, you have to learn these lessons. You have to learn, one, to protect your own peace, not respond to negative things and get into negative debacles with people because it'll mess you up. Like it messed up my hypno session. Like I couldn't get into it. And then the hypno session was not, I didn't get the value out of it that I should have. And it wasn't the hypnotist's fault. It was my fault for engaging in this behavior. And then it made me realize why this one friend said I need to protect my peace. And I didn't quite understand it, but it's like I was doing something to disrupt her peace. So it was like a good it's like, okay, and maybe she didn't always respond because the way I was talking was disrupting her peace. And she's a person very I respect the hell of this person. She enjoys solitude so much. She's one of the first people I've met that purposely has less friends. So and her favorite thing to do, it's do crafts, be alone, and meditate and really work on herself. And she does deep work like that. And it's this week I kind of got it. I was really in the zone. I couldn't I couldn't handle any negativity. Any negativity that came away, I was like, nope. I'm positive. I'm going to keep attracting cool people. And I'm also grateful. I've attracted really cool people in my life in the last 3 weeks. And you know what? I'm grateful. Even though my friend went through a negative bout with me one day, it took him a day to apologize. That's a cool dude. Because we've all been there where we've kind of been assholes, and not a lot of people can apologize the next day. Not a lot of people can do that. So I'm grateful for that friend. And then I'm grateful it led to 2 lessons, and it made me realize it's yeah. The way he was joking with me, I was joking and I didn't like it, and he made the excuse, well, all my other friends, and I was well, I'm all my friends said nothing but positive things. But the way he was joking and he used that excuse, I used that excuse a year ago, someone else, and it just clicked. And I reached out to that guy today, and this guy, another cool guy that I was grateful to have in my life. He's still around a bit, and he was man, good for you. And he listened to the apology, he accepted it, and he said I respect that, thank you. And that was really cool. And so I guess the lesson I wanted to share with you is the importance of protecting. And that's the biggest thing I learned is you know what? I'm going to get to a place where I can look at a text, and even if it's untrue, I don't need to put my energy in to respond. And it probably would have just been better to have left it, and then me and that friend probably wouldn't have gotten into a fight, and it probably affected both of our days. And I'm grateful for that friend because he has been there for me when I've been down, but then it's he also was man enough the next day to apologize. And a lot of people are not like that. Like, that guy's a good friend, and that guy's a guy that's in my corner. And, like, fuck, did he piss me off Sunday? But it led to some good lessons. It gave me more perspective about other people in my life. And you know what? Some things else I need to be grateful for. I'm grateful for the friend that told me about detachment theory. Grateful for the two people in my life that is like, you should look into this book. And it's about gratitude. And then, and I also got to spend all this time alone and just thinking and staring out of a window and getting to think about stuff. And it's like, I got to make money that way. So I'm really thankful. And you know what? Shit. Since I'm being all sappy, I'm thankful for you guys, for being there, for watching. Some people have been here since like 2014 watching me this whole time. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. I think that's all I need to say about this. I'm in a good place right now where I'm really thankful for all the good. And you know what? Even negative things that happen, they're a lesson. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.